Hey, what's going on everyone? This is Mike Colleen at MikeColleen.com. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can notice my voice. There's something a little bit different. I can hear it and I can feel it. It's a little happier, it's a lot more congruent, and it's a lot more probably, what's the word? Calm, stable, secure is probably the word. I explained it in the last video. Essentially, I understand something now that I never understood in my life. And it has to do with understanding avoidance. Alright, the music will go down in about 5 seconds. So this is going to be a happy realization video about understanding avoidance and understanding myself. The contrast added clarity. Okay, I got it. I know where to start. Okay, so here's the deal. I said it in a video before, not quite... I don't know if this is the right word, but not quite understanding what I was saying, but really not quite understanding how to say it in the right words. Okay, so essentially I'm an avoidance worst nightmare. Now I don't mean that in a bad way, not like I would say that towards a narcissist, because it's a funny thing, for the same reason an avoidant is going to want to run from me is the same reason a narcissist is going to flip out and eventually run from me. It's because I'm such an emotionally grounded person where both of the... Now you gotta understand, an avoidant has a beautiful light inside and they're trying to protect it because they don't want to get hurt emotionally. Whereas a narcissist, they have darkness inside and they want to lash out and they want to hurt everyone. So two totally different perspectives, two opposite ends of the spectrum. Okay, let me tell you something else. I know it's going to sound funny, but let's see where the name of the song is Holding Shadows by Sammy. This is her song on YouTube. Okay, when I first saw that was about a week or 2 weeks ago, something like that. I don't remember. I had a feeling, this is about like dealing with shadow work. Now, even though I did this, I used to feel like, okay, something has shifted so profoundly that I even understand that word better. Because I always had this feeling that shadow work was kind of maybe this evil thing. Like, no, it's your hurt, it's your pain, it's your suffering, it's your misunderstanding, it's your belief conflicts and rules conflicts and values conflicts and all the stuff that's screwing up your life that's underneath the surface that you need to clear up. And so all of a sudden I'm looking at this in a completely different light. Okay, so today I just got a spur up my butt and I just Googled something and it brought up a video. I'm going to come back to the whole worst nightmare thing because it's actually not a nightmare. It's actually a very loving thing, but to them it's like it's the number one thing they're running away from. So here's how I started. So I Googled, are avoidants secure? Now I know they're not, but I just wanted to see like what is going to pop up. And of course it said no. Actually, let me see if I can find that. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Alright, so it says no, avoidants are not inherently secure. They have an insecure attachment style characterized by discomfort with emotional intimacy and a strong need for independence stemming from early experiences in childhood where caregivers were unresponsive to their needs, emotionally, etc. Now one thing, I actually have a lot of respect for avoidants because they're like these, what's the word I'm looking for? These spunky little like hamsters, these cute little animals that have a lot of fight in them. One thing that I respect about avoidance is they fight for their independence. They're just like, I need to be independent. I can't connect to people. I don't want to rely on anyone. So they have this really huge urge to create or find or develop this secure independence. So I've always had this kind of place in my heart for cute animals that were feisty. because that's how I see myself inside. Now, the reason why I Googled that was because I was kind of like, not pissed off, but kind of like, because I was kind of months ago, like, well, here she is acting like, oh, you know, you've got to be like this perfectly secure person. I'm thinking, compared to who, or who you? Because avoidants are not secure inside. They ping pong. They're all over the place. They're nervous. They have anxiety. They've got fears. They're the furthest thing from being secure. And the thing about it is I thought, well, who are they to demand or expect that their person, their partner, has to be this this really secure person with almost zero faults at all? And I thought, like, how unfair is that? Now, on a logical level, and I think even more on an emotionally content level now, I understand it, because it's like they're so ping-pongy that they are like, hey, I can't be with someone who's ping-ponging, because we're going to be ping-ponging the hell out of each other. And I think they're like, hey, I can't be with someone like that. I have to be with someone who understands, like, there's going to be moments where I freak out and I'm going to take off for a week or for even a month or even longer, and then I'll come back. So an insecure person will freak out. They'll panic. They'll overthink. And now you've got two people panicking and overthinking and, bouncing off the walls. So in that sense, it absolutely does make sense. And I do believe if an avoidant can find someone who truly is emotionally secure and grounded, it can give them the space to begin their healing journey. Okay, so here I am Googling this stuff, and I remember a while back being, man, avoidance and narcissists, but this isn't about, forget narcissists. Avoidants essentially are hiding their emotions and feelings inside, like they're locked down, because they don't want to get hurt. And here I am, this guy, like, here's what I wrote down on this person's video today. Okay, it's because of something he said. I'm just going to read it out. So I've got these 3 laughing smiley faces. It says, when you said try to keep that avoidance, they try to keep themselves distance from their emotions and keep people at arm's length. I started to laugh because here I was dating this avoidant, not realizing they were an avoidant, yet being this person whose professional life is teaching people how to reconnect with themselves and their emotions. This must have freaked this avoidant out. I am this totally emotionally immersed person, being as in fully connected, expressing emotions and feelings, and she was not. And I'm like this wide open, and she is totally closed. This must have freaked her out, just being in my presence. Now, the reason why is because people, when you spend enough time with each other, you start to go into rapport with each other. It's an unconscious pattern and process or program we have in our brain, so we can get along with other people, so we can survive and thrive and all that good stuff. So eventually, avoidance will fall into rapport with you, and one day, boom, they pop wide open, and they're like, and it freaks them out, like, oh shit, I'm vulnerable, and I've got to close back up. So what do? They run away. They literally avoid you, and it can be for a long time.
They say fading is freedom, but I'm tied to what we were. Trying to tell the difference between letting go and hurt. I've been stitching up my wounds with threads you'll never see. A ghost of every moment still alive inside of me. Maybe love becomes a lesson that we never choose to lose. But I'm learning how to stand without leaning into you. I don't reach out anymore, even though I want to.
These lyrics are 100% about avoidance, so that's why I let it go, so you can actually listen to the words. So here's the deal. This whole experience, plus doing energy healing, etc., has helped me to finally heal something in me that caused me to have at least a level of insecurity. Like, so over the years, I've done a lot of healing work. It's gotten better and better and better, but I never really realized what it was that was getting better until late last night, or technically early in the morning, AM. I'm just feeling different about everything. Now, here's the thing. The first thing I noticed yesterday was, wow, I really understand this avoidance. So if you listen to the last video, you're going to hear me say that, like, I was so burned out on listening to narcissist abuse videos and avoidant videos and reading blogs and articles and, all that stuff, studying on that stuff, that I just kind of out of habit, that I like the title of this avoidant video that came up yesterday. And then another one came up after that. I wanted to listen to it, but like, oh, I'm so tired. It's 20 minutes. Oh, I don't want to do that. So I was kind of going through my emails, but I was understanding it on a level that I'd never understood before. And I started like paying attention to what they're saying. Like, wow, that's weird. But I've heard, and I realized that I've heard that same thing said over 100 times, exactly verbatim, word for word. Why am I suddenly understanding it now? And it dawned on me, I was understanding everything better. Something was smoother. Something was different. I shifted. I healed. And what was it? It was the last piece of that insecurity. That last piece of not feeling secure within myself. This was affecting my business. I was always, like, I need someone to tell me what they think. And it's like, that's finally gone. Like I'm not going to say like, oh, it was one thing. No, this is something I've probably been working on for decades now. It's like it's like, okay, let's put it this way. Now that I'm reading NLP books now, because I actually purposely went and read an NLP book to see what the experience was like. All of a sudden, I'm like, oh, I understand this. Like before, there was this fight, like this doubt of, do I? Let me ask someone else, because it's kind of that. Not being secure, not feeling secure within yourself or what your own thoughts are, what you want to do. I always felt like I needed someone else to tell me what they think and what they think about what I'm going to do, etc., etc. It's like, I can't find the right word right now. The best way to say it is what I'm feeling right now is like, it's not there. I don't need someone to double check or to say, oh yes, this is a good way to do it, or this is okay. It's like, it's just gone. Feeling secure. That's the way to explain it. Okay, here's the deal. Because before, there was always this not feeling secure about what I was learning, about what I was doing. Like, well, shit. And this is why I overstudy stuff to the death. I don't read a book one time. I'll read a book 5 times minimum to make sure I've got it. Now, it's a good thing for the learning process, but I think it's a little bit overkill. Okay, it's a lot overkill. And it was exhausting having this kind of panic, fear, uncertainty. Like, God, that was so exhausting. Now, I'm going to show you a clip, and her YouTube channel is Thais Gibson. That's her name, Thais Gibson, Personal Development School. She is an avoidant who talks about avoidant issues, okay? So I'm going to show a really quick clip from this. It's what I was talking about 5-6 minutes before, like how I started laughing, like, oh, like, I see it. So she talks about, putting people at arm's length and pushing them away, but there's something else she says that's really, really important. Now, I'm going to play this really short clip. Now, here's the deal. I've heard her say this before. I've heard other people say this before, but I didn't hear it. It's like right now I'm hearing things for the first time. I don't know how to explain it. It's like because that doubt is gone, I'm starting to hear things with clarity.
They're trying to protect their sense of self, but they also do this because they're afraid to feel their own feelings. And so you kind of try to keep yourself distance from your own emotions and distance from your true self and your true emotional side of your experience. And in doing that, it obviously stunts the growth of relationships as time progresses. So it's really important. Like it's one thing to take emotional distance when you need it. Like we have to stop projecting this fear from childhood that might be there onto all of our future relationships, and then using that fear as this armor to prevent ourselves from being able to ask for help, rely on other people for support, and cause us to again try to constantly keep people at arm's length.
See, the one thing I want to say about avoidance is they're not trying to keep you away. They're trying to keep themselves away from their own emotions. By getting close to you emotionally, it opens them up to their own emotions. And that's what they're afraid of. That was the best way that I finally said that. I finally said that with clarity. They're not pulling away from you, they're pulling away from themselves. So like Thais said, is they're afraid to feel their own feelings or emotions, is how I would say it. And then she says, you're trying to keep distance from your own emotions or your own self. Now this is the part where I said, like, I'm like the worst nightmare for an avoidant, because my whole thing is like I live inside my emotions. I feel my feelings fully and completely, and I enjoy that because that's where I get my power from. That's where I get my emotions, my feelings, my inspiration, my creativity from, my drive. Now, one thing I've learned over the last 4 or 5 years, when this whole narcissist abuse thing really reared its ugly head, I started to realize, like, oh, the reason why some people don't like me is because I'm fully in my emotions, and if they're around me too long, they go into their emotions. A lot of people don't want to face or deal with their emotions, let alone feel them, because there's a lot of bad stuff going on down there. And if you haven't healed that stuff, you're going to avoid them. Now here's the deal. There's kind of a trick there. Look in the eyes of her, in the image, in her eyes. She's concentrated. She's focusing. When she focuses and narrows her vision, it narrows it inside your brain, and it concentrates whatever energy you have, and it can cause it to be more worrisome, more anxiety, more fear, more panic. Versus when you open wide open and it's like you drop down into your own energy and reconnect with it. It makes you feel good. It makes your emotions feel good. So what avoidants are doing is what narcissists are doing. They're concentrating, and therefore it amps up the energy. It concentrates the energy, and it creates anxiety and panic. And then they run from it, which means they're really not running from it. They're running deeper into it, into the anxiety and panic. Now, let me give you an image. So it's happening with avoidance and narcissist, and even when you panic, is you're running inside this V and you're trapped. And this is why avoidance will run away, because they feel trapped. You're not the one trapping them. They're going inside the V and trying to push out through this end that there is no opening and they can't get out. What I do with people is I turn them around. Like I literally show you how to do internal awareness techniques, so all of a sudden you're turning around and you're going out the open end. The wider it gets, the more relaxed the energy, because now instead of ping, 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 ping pong, it kind of begins to flow, and now you're more comfortable and relaxed inside yourself. So here's what happens with an avoidant and or if a narcissist around is they start to open up and they feel really comfortable. They like this feeling. It's the whole reason why they were attracted to you in the first place as an empath, is they like this open, grounded space. It feels very comforting. It's what they've been looking for their entire life. What happens is by nature, not nature, but by negative habit, they flip it around and they go the other way. They go, oh shit, I'm open, I'm vulnerable, I have to go into that tip, and then they start to freak out, not realizing they're trapping themselves. And this is what Jesus meant when he said, get behind thee, Satan. So when I started practicing this on my own over and over and over, and I got really good at going from stress to opening up and relaxation, I was like, oh, that's what he meant when he said, get behind thee, Satan. See, when the tip of the V is in front of you and the 2 points come together, you're cramming yourself into this concentrated space where you can't get out, and you feel trapped, you feel stuck, and you feel stuck inside the fear and anxiety. What I specialize in is teaching people how to turn this and put the tip behind you. So all of a sudden you open up and life feels good again. Kind of like her at this balcony kind of steps area where she's looking out in this open space. And now she can enjoy life. So what happens is your muscles in your body and your nervous system literally physically relaxes. Your gut relaxes and you can breathe deep and you feel open and expansive. You feel comfortable inside. So on the one hand, I'm the worst nightmare, but on the other hand, I'm really not. I'm everything that they've wanted. I'm this emotionally grounded person who they can relax around and feel comfortable. So that's it for this video, guys. Please click subscribe, click the like button, go ahead and make a comment. And if you want, you can go ahead and leave a donation. There's a PayPal link right there in the description box. There's also that little heart. It's a thank you heart. You can click that and add something. That's it. I'm going to let you listen to the lyrics for the rest of the video.
Maybe healing isn't moving on. Maybe healing's just a start. I keep walking through the shadows with your fingerprints in my heart. If tomorrow takes me forward while we drift further apart, just know